Hello and welcome to Cookery with Mason Storm. Today I was experimenting with making strudels and I decided to make one with chocolate and bananas. So let's get started. I used 1 cup of olive oil. I wanted to use 1 cup of vegetable oil, but I couldn't figure out where it was. Got 1 cup of butter, and then I got some chocolate and bananas and a package of phyllo pastry. I'm going to begin the process on the stove top with a small saucepan, about medium heat, and we're going to put the butter and the oil in the saucepan and we're just going to let the butter melt. You can use any type of oil you want for this. The main thing is it lets the butter go a little bit further and it kind of thins it out a little bit more. And then I'm just going to increase the speed of the video footage so that our butter melts in a reasonable amount of time. That, and I thought it looked kind of cool to record it in such a way. But it's completely not necessary. You can melt your butter in the microwave and just mix it with the oil afterwards. And once it starts kind of heating up, you just want to either turn down the heat and set it on the back burner type of thing, or just take it off. And now I'm just going to be cutting up the chocolate. And we want nice small pieces of chocolate, and then we're going to be using this in conjunction with the banana. Now, chocolate and banana, it's kind of an interesting combination, but I do think it tastes okay. So that's why I decided to make the strudel out of this. This chocolate here is just standard issue, store brand, dark variety chocolate. And it tastes reasonably good enough. It's not really the best chocolate in the world. In fact, I prefer baking with this than eating it, because as far as eating it on its own, it's really not the greatest of things. But now it's all cut up and in the bowl, so we're good to move on to the next step. So now we got another bowl, and I'm just going to be scoring the top of the bananas with the knife and then proceeding to peel them. And then once they're peeled, I'm going to cut them into nice slices and just dump them in the bowl. And I'm going to take the little tip off the very bottom of the banana. I'm just going to toss them. They don't really get me excited. And I'm just going to repeat that process for the rest of the bananas. And once our bananas are done being peeled and chopped, we're going to take our chocolate and we're going to add it to the bowl. In hindsight, probably could have started mashing the bananas before adding the chocolate, but it worked fine this way, and I just broke up a couple pieces that were a little bit on the big side. And to mash the bananas, I'm just using a potato masher. The same thing you would use to make mashed potatoes. And it doesn't take very long for that all to combine into a nice banana chocolate slurry that is the preferred state of the banana with respect to our banana chocolate strudel. And once our banana mixture is ready, we'll just set that aside, and then we'll get ready with our strudel station. So I got a cooking sheet with a silicone mat on it, and then I'm going to put down some paper towels that I pre-moistened in the sink so that they're kind of wet, so that I can use them in conjunction with the phyllo pastry to prevent it from drying out. So now we'll just open up our phyllo pastry, get rid of the little sheet of, I guess it's like a parchment paper or wax paper that it comes with, and get it in our paper towel that is moistened. And then I set a towel above my project, and then there's my oil and butter mixture. So to begin with, I'm going to lay down a layer of the phyllo pastry onto the pan, and then I'm going to add some oil on top of it. And our style we're going to be going with here is, if it doesn't look quite perfect, use it anyway, because if you try to fix it, it's probably going to get a lot worse. Like this first layer, it really didn't go down very well at all. And the traditional way of doing the phyllo pastry is you put down one sheet of it, and then you put butter down, and then you put down another sheet. But in order to speed up the process and to get my oil and butter mixture to go a little bit further, I decided to put 2 sheets down at the same time, and then butter, and then put another 2 sheets. So I was doing a double layering, which in the end tasted fine and really accelerated the process of the creation. And one of the things that's really difficult when working with phyllo pastry is getting the right amount of the butter and oil mixture. I figured by using the oil with the butter, it goes twice as far because you got twice as much of it, and it seemed to be enough for this project. It did have quite a bit of oil and butter left over at the end, which was good. It's better to have that than to run out and then have to melt more butter and then start using that, because you really want to work with your phyllo as fast as you can, because it really does dry out quick and you don't want to kind of have it half done type of thing. There's another technique of doing this where you peel and separate all the sheets into the pan and just kind of stack them all up, and then you pour the butter oil mixture right into the pan and you kind of slosh it around, and that can kind of get in between them. And I really want to try out that technique, but I didn't think of it till I was most of the way done this, so maybe in the next video I'll attempt that and see if it works as good as they say, because I don't know, it looks interesting, and if it does work the way they say, then it's probably a lot quicker. I found that while researching baklava. And now we have all the mixture in, we're going to pour our banana mixture in the center of it, and then simply fold the phyllo pastry around the banana chocolate mixture, and then we have something that somewhat resembles a strudel. And because we have a little bit of butter left over, I'm just going to dump that on the top. And now we're going to take it and throw it in the oven at 350 degrees, and we're going to cook it for about half an hour. That should be enough time for the thing to start to brown up, which is kind of what we're going for. Then we're going to let it cool down for about 15 minutes, and then take it out of the pan and proceed to cut it. I thought it tasted better after letting it cool down a little bit more, so it wasn't so molten banana chocolate. It's definitely an interesting flavor, but if you let it cool off or even refrigerate it, then the chocolate starts to harden up again, and I really like that flavor quite a bit more, so that's the way I ended up having it. And if you make this, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, or if you think this was a terrible idea, also let me know in the comments below. Either way, I thought it turned out okay and tasted pretty good. If you want to see more of this, or if you like this content, please like and subscribe. And until next time, stay awesome.